Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 5th of April 2023. Essence. Sweet children, continue to do the service of explaining to others. Donate the wealth of knowledge and there will be limitless happiness, and you will receive blessings from everyone. You won't forget to have remembrance of the Father. Question: why does the Father teach you children spiritual drill? Answer: in order to make you strong. The more you stay in remembrance of the Father and continue to pay attention to the study, the more strength you will continue to receive. With this power, you will gain victory over Maya. You don't use physical weapons, etc. You cut the throat of Maya with the discus of self-realization. This is a non-violent battle. Song. Do not forget the days of your childhood. Om Shanti. You children must have understood the meaning of this song. The Father is Karan Karavan Ha. Baba has had such songs composed for you children. The Father says to the children, after becoming children of the unlimited Mother and Father, do not forget them. This remembrance is very long. You have to continue to remember Him. When you say Mother and Father, you definitely have to remember the Father. There is at first remembrance of the Mother and Father, and you then also need to have remembrance of the Father in order to claim your inheritance. It is written that the deity sovereignty is your godly birthright. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the creator of the world, and so He would definitely create the new world of heaven. A father would never say that he is building an old house. He always builds a new house. There is never any mention of building an old house. The unlimited Father too creates a new world. You children now know that you are following Srimat in order to claim your inheritance from your Mother and Father. This is the pilgrimage of the intellect. People have been going on those physical pilgrimages for birth after birth, and they go on them again and again. This spiritual pilgrimage only takes place once. You pilgrims can never forget your guide, that is, you children can never forget your Mother and Father. You are the Pandava army, and Shiv Baba is the supreme guide. You are his children. When you go to Badrinath or Amarnath, you only have the pilgrimage in your intellect. Similarly, when you are going to return home from abroad, you only remember your birthplace. You have the happiness that you are going back home. You children know that you are going to your unlimited home, your sweet home. You definitely have to become conquerors of sinful action. Only the Father comes and teaches you this. He says, Your sins cannot be absolved without having remembrance or yoga. There is a lot of praise of yoga. The ancient yoga of Bharat has been remembered as the oldest of all. The Golden Age is the New World. Therefore, at this time, they teach old yoga in the Old World. There is a lot of praise of yoga. Having taught you this yoga, the Father departs and the path of devotion begins later. You say that human beings can never teach human beings this ancient yoga. Human beings teach human beings many other types of yoga. You children now know that the true Father is the one of all the children, and that everyone's mother is Jagadamba. In fact, you call many people Father. The chairman of a municipality is also called Father. There are many people like that. God the Father is only one. He is the Creator. There is just one world. It isn't that there is another world up above or down below. People try so hard to go to the moon and the stars to buy a plot of land there. It is when they go into the extreme that destruction takes place. No matter how much they beat their heads, they are not going to find anything. The Father now says, "Beloved children, do not forget your childhood." Here you first become children of the Father. That same Father then also becomes the teacher. Only the one Father gives you the inheritance. Sannyasis do not have parents, so they cannot receive a property. Everyone receives an inheritance from his or her physical father. There is only one Father from beyond. He is called the Creator. The Father says, "I am the seed of the human world tree. I am also praised as the truth, the living being, and the embodiment of bliss." You understand that the Father's praise is completely separate. You cannot praise anyone else in the same way. The praise of Lakshmi and Narayan, the masters of the world, is completely different. Their praise is sung as full of all virtues, those whose supreme religion is that of non-violence, the ones who follow the highest codes of conduct. That is the praise of the first number Emperor and Empress of heaven. Their kingdom is like that. As are the king and queen, so the subjects. There is no mention of sorrow there. There is no mention of sorrow even for the subjects. It is surely the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who creates such a world. He is called Heavenly God the Father. Although people use the word heaven, they don't understand what heaven is. Bharat itself was heaven. There is very great praise of Bharat. Ravan is your enemy. It was Maya, your enemy, who made you lose your unlimited kingdom. You lost your kingdom for half a cycle. Having lost it, You have become completely poverty-stricken. It is you who then receive your fortune of the kingdom. You are called heroes and heroines. There is one hero and heroine and their clan. All of you become heroes and heroines, that is, you gain victory over the whole world. At this time you are playing the parts of heroes and heroines. The Father is enabling you to receive the title of heroes and heroines of the whole world. You are the Shiv Shakti army. You know that you are creating heaven with the power of yoga and that you will then rule in heaven. However, Maya is such that she makes you forget. Just as you receive liberation in life in a second, in the same way, Maya makes you forget in a second. You then divorce liberation in life in a second and die. The Father continues to explain, "Children, life's journey is a long one. Truly you do have to remember the Father, and your final thoughts will then lead you to your destination. If you turn your face away from the Mother and Father from whom you receive the unlimited inheritance, you end up going to the other side. You children would have seen the maze in Lucknow. When a person enters it, he becomes confused. It is the same here. By forgetting the Father and the Father's home, you continue to wander around and bow your head. The one to show you the path is standing up above. The Father says, "You are now making effort to conquer Maya by following Srimat. Let it not be that today you say, 'Mother and Father,' and tomorrow you forget them. Here you have to break away from everyone else and connect yourself to the One. On the path of devotion, people sing, 'I will surrender myself to you. I will surrender to you.' They mention Sri Krishna's name. In fact, it is nothing to do with Sri Krishna. This is the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. Shiva is called Rudra. People don't even understand such a small matter. Baba studied the Gita a great deal previously, but he didn't understand anything at all. He now understands why God speaks is written in that. The flames of destruction emerge from this sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. They have then called the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra the sacrificial fire of Krishna. They simply say that Sri Krishna was an incarnation of Rudra and leave it at that. The Father says, "I teach you Raj Yoga, and so a new world is definitely needed for you to rule the kingdom." People invoke Lakshmi at Deep Mala, and they have so much cleanliness, etc. at that time. That is a custom and system of the path of devotion. Here you change from human beings into deities, and so surely a completely new world is needed. It is for this that the old world is destroyed. It is very clearly written in the Gita, the flames of destruction emerged from the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. The Father is the one who created the unlimited world. He says, "Children, do not forget me, your Father. Today you are laughing, but if you forget the Father tomorrow, everything will end. You will then have to cry so much that you would never have cried as much before. You then lose the kingdom and incur a great loss. The faces of those who incur a loss become pale." The Father says, "Don't forget your Father from beyond and your inheritance. Continue to serve others and explain to them. By remaining busy in doing service, you won't forget. Your wealth won't decrease when you donate it. The more you donate, the more your mercury of happiness will rise. You will have the blessings of others. They would say, 'I surrender myself to the guide who has shown me the path to heaven.' Here you say thanks to the Father in a practical way. The Father says, 'I alone am the one who gives you unlimited peace for all time. I teach you such actions that you will never be unhappy or peaceless.' The philosophy of karma is very deep. The Father says, 'I explain to you the secrets of actions, neutral actions and sinful actions. In the Golden Age, your actions are not sinful. They are neutral because Maya doesn't exist there. It is now the kingdom of Maya, and this is why actions are sinful. You are now learning this drill and becoming strong. You have to study this study till the end. The more you study, the more strength you will receive. You will continue to grow. In every sect and cult, there is at first one, and it then continues to expand. Nowadays, there is a lot of blind faith in the world. Here, this is a study. There is no question of blind faith in this. People convert so many into Buddhists or Christians with just one lecture. Priests also give many lectures, and then many become Christians. It is not like that here. Here you have to battle with Maya. This is called a battlefield. God does not come and teach you violence. He says, you need the power of non-violence. However, violent people can never teach non-violence. You children now know that you are making full effort to claim your inheritance from the Father. A kingdom is being established. People continue to turn the beads of a rosary and chant the name Rama Rama. By the end of the Silver Age, there are 16,108 princes and princesses. There are 8 main ones in this. There is great praise of the 8 jewels. People don't understand the significance behind it. 8 pass with honours and don't experience any punishment at all. The rest of the 100 experience a little punishment. The Father says, Children, don't become tired. O travellers of the night, we are now crossing the night and going into the day. Baba comes at the confluence age. When the night of half a cycle comes to an end, the Father comes, and this is why they say Shivratri, night of Shiva. No one, apart from you, can tell anyone Shiv Baba's horoscope. The unlimited night of Brahma and the unlimited day of Brahma are remembered. There is extreme light from extreme darkness. The Father comes at the end when the night comes to an end and it becomes the day. So, this is the unlimited night of Brahma. This is also a matter of understanding. Baba himself says, I enter an ordinary body. This one doesn't know his own births. I tell him about them. There are so many births of Brahma and the BKs. Only those of the previous cycle will understand all of these things. We have now become theists by knowing the Father. We claim our inheritance from the Father. The Father of souls is just the one. Brahma too is a child of Shiv Baba. Shiv adopts him. He himself says, I enter this one. No one else can say these things. The Father says, Beloved children, never forget the Father. If you forget him, you lose your inheritance of heaven, and you will then have to cry. That state would then become fixed for every cycle. You would continue to do that every cycle. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual Father. Essence for Dana. 1. Do not get tired of life's long journey. Never turn your face away from the Mother and Father. Break away from everyone else and completely surrender yourself to the one Father. 2. Before going to the sweet home, you definitely have to become a conqueror of sinful action. Continue to keep your intellect on the pilgrimage by following Srimat. Blessing. May you be an easy yogi and remain combined with the Father by staying aware of your promise of we will stay together and live together. You children have promised, we will stay together, live together, and return home together. Each of you has to keep this promise in your awareness and stay in the combined form of yourself and the Father. This form is called an easy yogi form. You are not one who has to have yoga, but are always combined. That is, you stay with him. Those who stay with him in this way, who are constant yogis, always cooperative, and who go into the flying stage, become angelic forms. Slogan. Instead of taking the crooked path of a question mark, Be a benefactor and put a full stop of benevolence. Om Shanti.